I'm Dan Ackerman. We are here taking a look at the Acer Aspire R7, an experimental laptop if I've ever seen one. This is the flagship of Acer's new lineup of systems, and it does a lot of things that most laptops frankly don't do. The first thing you're going to see is that the touchpad is above the keyboard instead of below the keyboard. That's kind of a big break from tradition. You know, there might be reasons for it. Frankly, I never quite got used to it. I think a lot of people will actually be turned off by that. Maybe if you use the keyboard a lot in the touchscreen and you don't use the touchpad that much, I suppose it might be easier, but I found myself just reaching over and constantly, tiring my arm out trying to reach the touchpad. But that's probably the least weird thing about the R7. The laptop screen is actually on kind of a floating hinge, so you can tilt it up like this and then bring it forward. So it can sit right here behind the keyboard like this. It can face straight up if you like. You can really reach a bunch of different angles, kind of like a mini desktop all-in-one. And then you can actually take the screen, and if we flip the entire thing around, you can flip it around backwards like this and show somebody who's behind you what you're working on. And that's actually one of the more useful things about this system. I've always liked laptops, and there are a handful of them that can take the screen and project it out backwards. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, Acer also says you can fold the entire thing down and use it like a tablet. And here it is, a 15-inch tablet, not something that you see that often, but I like bigger tablets. But here's the other weird thing. The tablet mode doesn't actually lie down completely flat. Because the curved hinge, you can see right here, it's actually got a little bit of a gap here, and that holds the screen up at an angle. Now, when you're sitting with this on your lap, that angle is actually pretty handy for typing, makes it a little bit more ergonomic, but you can't really carry it around like a tablet because it's more of a triangle shape. It's just kind of sticking out like that. And frankly, it just looks like a design mistake. If you combine this with the touchpad being above the keyboard, those are two weird things that just frankly look like they were ideas that were maybe not as well thought out as they should have been. Now, the nice part here is this is a very experimental system. It's actually got decent components and a full 1920 by 1080 display, and Acer only wants $999 for that. And for a 15-inch nice touchscreen laptop, maybe one with a flexi screen like this, $999, that actually seems very reasonable. Now, that being said, I think a lot of these experiments sort of miss more than they hit, so this may not be a practical system for too many people, but I have to definitely applaud Acer taking some risks and playing around with the traditional laptop shape. I'm Dan Ackerman, and that is the Acer Aspire R7.